Okay, so you know how sometimes you get that feeling, that whole, oh, what if feeling that you sometimes get that stops you from doing something even before you do it? Like, yeah, I don't know, say for example, I'm out of cheese. Okay, but then I'll stop myself because I'll think, oh, but what if I go to the store and then they're out of cheese? And then I'll be like, how can you be out of cheese? And they'll be like, what do you mean, how can we be out of cheese? You're out of cheese, people run out of cheese. And then I'll be like, yeah, but you're a store. You're supposed to have cheese stocked up in the back for people like me who come in and looking for cheese. And so that's when they send the manager over who thinks he's so cool for being the manager. Because his picture's framed in the front of the store because he's the manager. Right? And he's like, so what seems to be the problem, sir? Which to me is so condescending. It's like, young man. I'm like, the young man's problem is, he's like, who's the young man? I'd be like, shut up and listen to me. You're out of cheese and I want some, right? So then he's like, okay, well, how about some cottage cheese then? Which pisses me off with him right away. I mean, he's going to negotiate the situation. He's a diplomat because he's the manager, right? So I say to him, no, I don't want cottage cheese. I want cheddar cheese. Sharp cheddar cheese is what I came in for. Cottage cheese and cheddar cheese are not the same thing. Just because it got the word cheese in the title doesn't make it a cheese at all. It's like me wanting to go to a musical instrument store. I say to them, I'd like to buy a trumpet. They say, I'm sorry, we're all out of trumpet. But here, how about a shoehorn? See, that's not the same thing now, is it, Mr. Manager? Thank you for the shoehorn. Why would... So now he starts freaking out because there's now a crowd of people forming around us and everybody's, whispering to everybody else and he's getting embarrassed because everybody's talking about him because people are like, what seems to be the problem? He's like, I don't know, he wants some cheese, I don't know. So what happens is the manager, he goes to slap me right across the face, which now is no longer cool because this is now when Skip, the part-time guy who's over there at the back, who's packing out some rolls, who sees this. Now Skip hates the manager, right? Because he thinks he's so cool for being the manager and he treats Skip like shit because Skip's just the part-time guy. But Skip's not going to take his crap much longer. He's going to quit in the fall, go back to school anyway. He doesn't even need the job. He's from a wealthy family. He's just doing it for the experience because his family went into work one summer. So what he does is he picks up this produce hose that's lying right by his feet and he goes to spray the manager right in the face. But that's when the manager is ducking down to pick up the cottage cheese. So what happens is Skip misses the manager and he hits this old woman who's standing behind the manager, who's over there. She's picking out an avocado because apparently the older you get, the less you eat, and all she wants is the one avocado. And he hits her right in the face and she yells out screaming, my eye, I've been sprayed in the eye with a produce hose. And so now this is when her nephew, who's visiting from Austin, Texas, who's 2 aisles down, who's over there picking out some tortilla chips because he thinks they're going to have some guacamole, and little does he know it's one avocado. He's like, I'll help you and so, and he rushes over to her aid, but what happens is he slips on the water from the produce hose. He comes crashing to the ground. He breaks his leg, breaks his arm, cracks 2 ribs right here, gets a stitch in his face. Just one, but still it's a stitch. And pandemonium breaks out, and everybody's yelling at everybody else, and it's all over Hard Copy and Entertainment Tonight, and wannabe Ellen impersonator demands cheese, causes riot. I'm like, you know what? I didn't even want the cheese. So you know how sometimes you get that feeling that makes you think that? Yeah. It's a funny feeling, ain't it?